Okay, so this is my summary of what I've learned in the first module of this course, which is about child development. We've learned about development systems approach, which basically focuses on how nature and nurture both impact the development of a child, how nature and nurture both influence each other, how genetics and the environment interact with each other, and focus on the child's development. So we've learned two theories here. The first one is called the bioecological model by, I'm going to mess this pronunciation up, by Yuri Brenner, and he talks about five systems, starting with the microsystem, which is the immediate surroundings of the child, the people he interacts with regularly, the teachers at school, parents, neighbors, and so on. The next system is the mesosystem, which is when these different parts of the microsystem interact with each other. So, if a parent goes to school, is involved in the PTA, for example, all that would count as part of the mesosystem. Then we have the exosystem, which is more external factors. So this would include people that don't necessarily directly come into contact with the child, but do have an influence on the child. So the parents, colleagues, for example, the work atmosphere, the parents' workplace, the television, social media, all of that, everything that has an impact on the child's development. And then we have the exosystem, which is the bigger picture, society as a whole, the customs, the culture, the laws of the land where the child is living. All those also have an influence on the development of the child. The second theory we have is by Gilbert Gottlieb, which is called probabilistic epigenesis, which talks about the bidirectional relationship between genetics, the neural systems, behavior, and the environment of the child, and how each of these can impact and is impacted by the others. So the child's development is the interrelationship between all of these. Now, as I mean, it's pretty evident here, and this is part of the reason why we are doing this course. That is, development is a pretty complex thing to describe, and you would need multiple layers of ways of describing development, which is why we need an interdisciplinary approach. It's not just science or math. We need all the different schools of thought working together. Now, so in practice, if we want to see how young people are, how this approach can be applied on young people, the example that I came up with was how awareness about humans' impact on the environment, the harmful impact that humans have had in the last few decades, maybe a couple of centuries at most, but the harmful impact that humans have had on the environment. This is something that we've known for some time, but the way that climate change and loss of habitat, loss of what I would call environmental beauty, is something that has shaped young people for, I would say, 2 to 3 decades. So if you, and it is also something that is now being shaped by young people. So um, younger people, even millennials for that matter, um, care more about the environment. They would rather spend more money on something that is friendly to the earth than, say, someone who's older. So that is because those people have been shaped by how the earth's environment has been struggling over the past few decades, and how we've had so many environmental disasters. So, so those young people are shaped by those factors, and then their behavior shapes the environment, right? So it's a relationship. So this is the one example I could think of, and the I mean, you could think of Greta Thunberg as a symbol of this, but it's not just her. It's most young people. They really care about the environment, unlike older generations, simply because it has had a much bigger impact on their lives than previous generations. So that's it. Thank you very much.